found Dan when I was inquiring about one of his rentals that he was renting out, and I asked him just some questions about the market, and he seemed to be very knowledgeable about this area, and he helped me just come up with some ideas, and I ended up staying on the phone with him for about 15 minutes just on one simple conversation about one of his rentals. We chose him as our realtor because he seemed to be the most knowledgeable about this area. The biggest benefit that we encountered working with Dan was that he was able to reach out to the county and reclassify our house. We were going to have difficulties classifying it, and he handled all of that perfectly. Dan helped us reach our goal by exactly that. He laid out a plan, and he was able to deliver and sell our house very quickly. Dan was our listing agent, and he was very helpful, open, and available, accessible whenever we needed him. It made everything very comfortable and easy. Dan went the extra mile by getting many people to come see our house because our house was a little bit on the rural area. So we thought we'd have difficulty bringing people to see the house, but he had no trouble. I would recommend Dan because of his knowledge and his ability to fulfill everything that he said he was going to do. And then a side note, he's very funny and personable, and we enjoyed our time with him. I would definitely recommend doing business with Dan, and I would tell all my friends that he would be the ideal realtor if you're selling in this area. My husband and I were a little worried at first that we'd have some potential problems selling the house, but every concern that we had, Dan was able to manage it and help us figure it out so that it went relatively smooth. It had been years since me and my husband had sold a home, so we were a little apprehensive about the process and if that we would be able to sell it quickly. And Dan really expelled a lot of our fears, and it was such a good experience compared to the last time where we had a little more road bumps. Dan made it really a smooth process for us. When looking for an agent, we were expecting someone who would just sell our house quickly and try his best. Dan completely exceeded our expectations because of the little problems that we had encountered. He went the extra mile and was able to work with the county, and he had a good rapport with the county, which helped us and opened doors for us to sell the house quickly. The reason we wanted to sell our home was because we wanted to get our kids a little closer to their schools, and we lived on the outskirts of the city and we wanted to be closer. I remember when Dan first came to our house to kind of look over it and get an idea, and he just seemed so optimistic. He looked around and said, there's a perfect buyer for this house, somebody who wants to get away from the city and get that country feel. And he just uplifted us, thinking that it was going to happen and he was going to be able to sell it. So it was interesting because I called Dan because he was renting a house down the street, and I was inquiring about the house, but we ended up getting in this long conversation, and he didn't know me, but he was the nicest guy, and I just knew that he was gonna be my realtor.